You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. I was joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. All right, we got a lot to cover, so I'm just going to jump right into it because the things that are going on just today, every story we talk about on this program broke today since I got off the air this morning. I mean, it's hard to keep up with everything. So much is going on, but that's what I do. Okay, so this Trump judge in D.C. is nothing but scandal. There's something new that has come out about this judge in D.C. that is, I don't know, I got to start making a list so we can number it. Another reason that this judge should be recused immediately from the case. In fact, I wonder if the judge is committing some type of crime by continuing to be the judge in the Trump case. Let me go through a couple of the other problems, and then I'll tell you the new one, which is insane, okay? So first, this is an Obama-appointed judge. Okay, this is an Obama-appointed judge. So that's a big problem because a lot of the crimes that Biden took part in, he took part in while he was Obama's vice president, and they happened in the Obama White House, right? So Trump comes back in a second term, and we get a real Justice Department and everything going on, and a real administration in the White House in place. The person that appointed her, Barack Obama, could be facing criminal troubles because of that. There's a lot of criminal things being covered up by Biden that he did while he was in the Obama White House. So that's a conflict. Another conflict of the judge, they get worse, and this new one is insane. The other one is, we knew in the beginning that she worked at the same law firm as Hunter, and the original story says, well, she worked at the same law firm as Hunter Biden. It's unclear what interactions they had. Well, then we find out they lied to us in the media. She didn't just work at the law firm. She was a partner at the law firm. So she was Hunter's boss. And as a partner, she's an equity partner. That means she gets profits from the clients. That means as a partner, all the clients of the firm are her clients. All the clients of the firm are her clients because she was a partner, okay? Hunter Biden was a lawyer at the firm when she was a partner, the Trump judge in D.C., and his big fish client was Burisma. So she's a Burisma lawyer. That's the Ukrainian company that all the problems come from. She's a Burisma lawyer, and she got money for Burisma by being a partner. There's a few other conflicts. Those are the big ones, though, so far. And then today, something new came out. Listen to this. And these stories have mostly been found out through the Gateway Pundit, including this one. Okay, now this one even shocked me. Okay, listen to this. So the firm that she was a partner at, with Hunter Biden as one of her employees, and of course, their big client, one of the big clients, Burisma. Listen to this. They also represented Huma Ahmadine.
Oh boy!
That's Hillary's, lady friend. They also represented Huma Ahmadine during the investigation into Hillary Clinton's private email server. And the information about this, their reporting, has been deleted from the law firm's webpage.
Wow! So
she's Huma Ahmadine's lawyer, which really makes her Hillary Clinton's lawyer. That Hillary email server. So she's a defense attorney for Huma Ahmadine over the Hillary Clinton email server.
Yeah.
She's a Burisma attorney.
Yeah.
She was Hunter Biden's boss. She donated money to Obama's campaign. She was appointed to this judgeship by Obama. The connections, I mean, this judge has got to be, it's obvious she's biased, but to not acknowledge the bias and recuse herself, there's got to be some major ethics violations here.
I'm curious with the judge in Fort Pierce, if there's any, other than being appointed by Trump, if she has any similar connections, I doubt it, obviously, to Trump, and that has she donated to any campaigns? Has she, had any connection to him or his kids or anything? No, probably not. Because if she had, believe me, it would be on CNN by now. Believe me, I'm sure they've looked into her. but they're not going to report on this. Yeah, I think she should recuse herself. That's not going to happen because they're all...
She's crooked, Kathy. She's crooked.
They all have this incestuous relationship. It's as Tucker calls it, the one party, the uniparty, and the swamp, and they're all part of it. And you feel like the fix is in with Trump, and it's really... I see a lot of people getting so frustrated, like that go in our chats and leave comments and things, and people are and we feel it. We're frustrated too because it seems like, the corruption never ends. It seems like, it's just branches out more and more, and you just want some resolution to this. You just want some kind of satisfaction. But I hate to tell you, you're probably not going to get it. This is, this is the way it is. Washington has always been corrupt from the very early beginnings of the country. There's always been things like this kind of stuff going on. It's just more pronounced maybe, or more apparent, or more so than ever, because we have a very corrupt administration.
Kathy,
right now.
Not only is Washington was corrupt.
It's disheartening.
Washington, D.C. was corrupt before the city was built. You think it's just a coincidence that Washington, D.C. is located right up the river from the home of the first president, George Washington? I mean, everything about Washington has been corrupt. But
and it's always going to be that way. So it's like, I don't think there's anybody, even Trump.
Well, we can't just accept that and say,
I'm
the way it is.
I'm just being a realist. I just don't think there's anybody, even Trump, who can really turn things around forever. He might be able to temporarily do it and fix things, but it'll end up it's going down this path again. It's just human nature. Listen, there's too much money involved.
To drain the swamp is going to take decades. Okay?
Exactly.
It's not something that's going to be done in 1 or 2 terms.
No.
But what can Trump could do a lot of draining, and then people coming up after him can do more. It's just like
or it'll go back to business.
It's just like when the Republicans formed to end slavery, that when Democrats were holding black people as slaves in this country, the abolitionists, it took them decades to end the Democrat slavery, but eventually they did. The civil rights movement wasn't won overnight. So then this judge, who no doubt is corrupt, she told Trump's lawyers that Trump could face a faster trial if he keeps making inflammatory statements.
Well,
whatever that means.
Well, exactly. That's subjective.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's up to the judge. It could be anything. That's a big umbrella. I mean, Trump makes inflammatory statements every day, according to the left. I mean, everything he says is inflammatory.
To them.
Exactly. So that could be anything. So what does she mean by a quicker trial? It's going to happen before January? They wanted January 2nd.
Well, I think what she means is that if Trump says things that she doesn't like, that she can violate his right to a fair trial.
Sure.
By speeding it up so that his team can't prepare a proper defense.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen.
That in itself is if you say
all
things,
part of the plan.
This is what she's saying. If he says things I don't like, I'm going to speed up the trial so that you cannot put up an adequate defense.
The problem we have here is the people on the left and on the right hate Trump so much for their own. I think people hate him for different reasons. Some it's all, they have similar problems with him, but it's very personal. I think with a lot of people, they have different reasons for not liking the guy, but they have a collective hatred for whatever the reason is. They have a collective hatred towards him, and that's what he's up against. And the problem is the people on the left or even the right that hate him, they hate him so much that they will lie to your face. They will lie on TV. They will lie to the American public as long as it is detrimental to him. Even if they see that he's being railroaded, even if they see that things are not fair, even if they see that people are lying and manipulating and setting him up, they don't care. They're not going to go on TV and say that because they all collectively have the same goal, to keep him from being in the White House again. So they will say and do anything to prevent that from happening. Even if they have to lie, they feel the ends justifies the means. And they feel that their lying is worth it to keep him out of the White House. I mean, them lying to the American people, it's okay because he's so dangerous that it's totally justified.
Well, this judge,
that's how they feel.
This judge in D.C. is corrupt. I mean, what she's doing is criminal. Now, I want to talk about the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology. I saw Mike Lindell talking about the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology this morning, and he talked about how it works, okay? It has that same patented fill inside that makes the MyPillow so perfect. But he said the cooling technology in the cover of the MyPillow 2.0, which keeps your head and face, and really even your neck, because your neck's on the pillow, cool all night long, even during these hot summer months. He said it's the thread that they use to make the cover. He says it's a special material, a cooling material. It's
amazing.
It's a cooling thread. It's a cooling thread. I mean, everything Mike Lindell makes and offers is very, very well made and of high quality. But I want you to think about this. The MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology is buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com. Kathy and I each sleep on one. We've been sleeping on it since February. And once or twice, I've slept on one of the regular pillows, and you can tell a difference in the temperature when you're on a regular pillow compared to the one with cooling technology. Yeah. And especially during this hot time of year that we're having, because it's in the summertime. But think about the quality that this new cooling thread, which didn't exist years ago, the quality and expense of that, and Mike Lindell is still able to offer it at a great price. And of course, when you go to mypillow.com, you can use our promo code Kane on any of the specials you see there, not just the ones we talk about. I share what I think are the best deals and the must-haves. And during this hot summer months that we're in, the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology is most definitely a must-have. You will love it. Again, it's buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. And like the original MyPillow, it's also machine washable and dryable. We wash ours every time we wash our sheets, and it's brand new like the day we got it. So go to mypillow.com and order your MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology. All right. So I want make sure promo code Kane, Kane, and you're supporting the show when you do that too, guys. It's very important to use the promo code Kane, Kane at checkout. Okay. So over on MSNBC, Donnie Deutsch is having a meltdown with Joe Scarborough and Mika over Trump. And Donnie Deutsch, I don't know if he still does, but
something different.
He used to date Marla Maples. I don't know if she's dumped him or if they're still together.
Google while you're talking, see if I can find that.
I don't know if they're still together or not, but he still hates Trump, okay? He still hates Trump.
Maybe she said his name accidentally in the heat of the moment.
Maybe
that's why.
Or in a fight got very honest and said, you're not as good in bed as Donald or something. I don't know.
Well, that one lady said he was a great lover, so maybe,
that's right.
Maybe there is something to that.
That's right. So anyway, Donnie Deutsch over on MSNBC is having a hysterical fit, and it's because of the poll numbers. Trump's doing so well in the polls, and he had a warning to Joe Scarborough and the MSNBC audience of what could happen if Donald Trump is reelected to a second term, and really what he did is give another reason to vote for him. It's almost like an endorsement. Listen, Donnie Deutsch.
Do you not understand that if Donald Trump wins, nothing else matters because it's over? Morning Joe might act, just to take a little example, Morning Joe might not exist anymore because Donald Trump has said.
Don't you like that? Morning Joe may not exist anymore. That
sounds good to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's reason enough to vote for Trump right there. If you're on the fence, Morning Joe may not exist anymore, according to Donnie Deutsch on Morning Joe this morning, if Donald Trump's reelected.
Do you not understand that if Donald Trump wins, nothing else matters because it's over? Morning Joe might act, just to take a little example, Morning Joe might not exist anymore because Donald Trump has said, as all autocrats say, what they will do. And he said, if I'm elected, I want the FCC reporting directly into me. And he will cancel the show. I mean, you need to think that, excuse me, that extreme.
It's all choked up.
Freedom is over if Donald Trump gets elected. It's that simple. No other issue matters. Every other issue sprinkles down from that. However you feel about the economy, however you feel about whatever issue you're dealing with, we turn into an autocracy. What our forefathers fought for 250 years ago is over. That's what's at stake at this election. Everything else is a subtext to that.
Okay, and that's courtesy
How
of
self-important these people are. Don't worry about the economy. Don't worry you can't buy food for your kids.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the crime happening. Joe Scarborough might be pulled off the air.
Well,
that is the main issue. What a jerk.
A couple of things. First of all, that soundbite's courtesy of Newsbusters. I would, if Donnie Deutsch said that to me, right, what I would ask him is to walk me through the process. Donald Trump's reelected.
Yeah.
You said he's going to cancel Morning Joe. Walk me through the process that President Trump in his second term is able to take a show off of MSNBC.
And it's absurd.
How does that work?
You know, they just, the news is so ridiculous. I don't even watch it anymore. I really don't. I did watch News Nation last night with Leland. That was pretty good. I watched that hour, and there were really now Chris Cuomo's still political, but before him, this Leland guy who used to be on Fox, he's got a good show, and it's news. It's just news. But I can't handle it anymore, even on the right and stuff. They just say inflammatory things, outrageous things. It's liberal fantasies, GOP fantasies. They said this stuff from the moment Trump came down the escalator. They have been making these kind of inflammatory comments. They know that Biden is a disaster. They know people are suffering. They know the economy sucks. Crime is bad, and people are not happy. They just reported, I saw on Twitter an article that Biden's support with young minorities has drastically gone down because of all these crimes in these liberal cities. They're blaming the whole party on this. So instead of dealing with the issues, because they don't know how to fix anything, they just tell you what you should be. They just say Donald Trump's dangerous and be afraid, be very afraid. They're using fear to manipulate people to vote. That's what the Democrats always do.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your Social Security.
Yep.
Donald Trump's going to take away your free. Oh, please.
So today,
the world would be a better place without Joe Scarborough on television.
Today there's a story going on that is fake news that Merrick Garland has appointed a special counsel to look into Hunter Biden. And when I first saw that story, I thought, give me a break. Something, either that's total BS or they have found something so bad that even Merrick Garland, who likes to break into the homes of presidents, is forced. It just didn't make sense. So I saw on Twitter today, Andy McCarthy, who used to be a U.S. attorney, he's a legal analyst over on Fox. He went on Fox News and talked about this. And there is no special counsel having been appointed. Right. It's all fake news.
Yeah, he's good, Andy McCarthy.
And I think this is pretty good. Listen to this.
The same question. Now that we have this special counsel probe ongoing, how is that going to intersect or impact the separate but ongoing congressional investigation into Hunter Biden?
Jillian, this is a sham. There is no special counsel investigation, and there is no Biden investigation. The special counsel regulations, what makes a special counsel special is that you're a lawyer who's brought in from outside the United States government, not just outside the Justice Department, outside the government. This U.S. attorney is being appointed, notwithstanding that he is an attorney who's a top official in the Biden Justice Department, and Garland made clear is going to remain a top official in the Biden Justice Department. This is the Biden Justice Department's vehicle for maintaining control of an investigation that they are not pursuing. Exactly. They've had the case for 5 years. They've never indicted it. They're strategically allowing the statute of limitations to run to the point that the 2014 and 2015 conduct, which covers most of the $21 million that the congressional investigation report showed this week, that's already time barred. And it's time barred because David Weiss himself decided to let those charges die rather than bring an indictment. They're not doing anything that you would do if there was an actual investigation, and he can't be a special counsel because he's inside the government, and the point of having a special counsel is to bring in someone from outside the government who we can trust to do a credible
Okay. So this whole story that is headlining on every media outlet that Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel into the Hunter thing is not only fake news, it's knowingly fake news by everyone reporting it, because look at Andy McCarthy here that I just played for you. And it's the Biden regime trying to act. They're lying. They're trying to act as if there is an investigation going on against Hunter and Joe when there is not one. He's right. It's to maintain control. And what'll happen is
6 months, a year from now, they'll come out and say they found nothing significant.
Well, there is no investigation. And
exactly. It's just a shell game. They're moving it to another
The reason they're doing it,
it'll go nowhere.
The reason they're doing it is because, no charges against Hunter or Joe are going anywhere.
No.
You have to accept that. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, these corrupt deviants are running our country right now.
Yeah.
We're being run by El Chapo and Al Capone, okay? I mean, that's the mindset of the people that are running this country right now. So, there's not going to be any justice against criminals. They use the justice system against law-abiding citizens like Donald Trump. But this whole thing that the media are going along with, this lie that there's a special counsel, is insane, and it shows you how corrupt the media are. Now, listen, we're going to take our first break. There's so much to cover on the program. Don't miss a moment of this podcast. We've got so much to get into. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be back right after this.
Step into the exciting world of boxing history with the book Rivals in the Ring, 15 Greatest Boxing Rivalries of All Time, from author Andrew Dalziel, available on Amazon. In Rivals in the Ring, witness the fierce intensity and emotional drama that defined boxing's most legendary rivalries. You'll feel the adrenaline as these titans clashed, both in and out of the ring, leaving nothing but pure passion in their wake. You'll learn about the harsh realities of boxing. Some battles led to life-changing injuries and tragic losses, reminding us of the sacrifices these warriors made in the name of greatness. When you read Rivals in the Ring, you'll embrace the evolution of boxing as it intersects with medical advancements, ensuring the safety and well-being of today's fighters. This must-read book sheds light on the sport's transformation and its impact on the lives of fighters. Rivals in the Ring uncovers some of boxing's most noble moments over the past 120 years, while also tackling the challenging aspects that test boxing's integrity. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Rivals in the Ring, 15 Greatest Boxing Rivalries of All Time, from author Andrew Dalziel. The new book from author William Thien is now available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. The Dream Chip. In The Dream Chip, meet David O'Rourke, an intelligence agent turned uploader for the Timelink Corporation, a futuristic technology company. His mission? Capture the thoughts and memories of the deceased and store them in the Will of Memories, a protected vault of supercomputers. But there's more to the Timelink Corporation than meets the eye. They're also the creator of the Common Counsel software program, which empowers citizens to have a say in government decisions. This revolutionary system threatens the power of a group known as the Civocrats, who are determined to maintain their control at any cost. As tensions rise, their leader organizes a mob to attack the Timelink Corporation. The fate of the future is hanging in the balance. The Dream Chip takes you on an adventure filled with technology, political intrigue, and the power of human memory. Order your copy right now on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. The Dream Chip, from author William Thien, and uncover the secrets that lie within. This Christmas, join Rain on a magical adventure in a heartwarming children's book that will delight the entire family. Is Santa Claus coming or not? From author Nicole Scurfield, available on Amazon. Rain is determined to find out if Santa Claus is really coming to town on Christmas Eve night. Join Rain on her quest to discover the truth and experience the joy of Christmas together. Is Santa Claus coming or not is perfect for parents, grandparents, and teachers for classroom reading. Share the wonder of Christmas and order your copy of Is Santa Claus Coming or Not? From author Nicole Scurfield on Amazon.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. I know every day they have this word salad thing with Kamala Harris that goes on, and I really don't play too many clips of her because she's irrelevant. But any day she could end up being the president one day. I mean, she's the vice president, Willie Brown's girlfriend. And today she was talking about gun control, and liberals. I tell you guys, anytime liberals talk about freedom, they're taking your freedoms away. Anytime they use the word liberty, they're taking your liberty away. Anytime they mention the Constitution, they're tearing up the Constitution. They mean the opposite of what they're telling you that you should try to do. Now, Kamala Harris is about as smart as she's. I was going to say as a chipmunk, but chipmunks are pretty smart.
Yeah,
they do all kinds of cool stuff. But she is just brainless. She's a stupid person, and to put it mildly. And listen to this. She's talking about gun control today.
And a human right, I heard somebody in the audience say, and it is about freedom, right? And including, and this is a very maybe simple point, but I think very important, the freedom to just be.
Okay, she's about gun control, and she's saying gun control is about freedom, and that gun control makes you free, right? Limiting your freedom to own a gun, limiting your Second Amendment, in her mind, makes you free. It's opposite world with these people. All right, so let me get back to this. So much is happening here. The movement against President Trump they're in the propaganda business. You know, the Uniparty is the Democrats and Republicans unified against Trump. The Uniparty, the Republican establishment. They have these PACs that are running Trump ads and doing things, like working for DeSantis and others. And they have brought in liberal people to make these Never Trumper PAC ads. And this is one. They've got this guy with man boobs. And he tells a story about how he used to be a Trump supporter with Trump flags, and now he's not. And he details why that is. Let me play this for you. This is a new PAC ad against President Trump. And these things are coming out hardcore because we got that Iowa State Fair event all weekend, so they're gearing up. We got the debate coming up that Trump hopefully will not be at in less than 2 weeks on Fox. So this is the latest anti-Trump PAC ad put out by the Never Trumpers and the Uniparty.
What I thought of Trump when he first came on the scene, to use a pop culture term, he came out with the spotlight already on him. He won my vote. He flipped me from independent to Republican. And it was a great 4 years. Now, the spotlight is just as heavy on him, but I feel like the light has shifted and it's a little bit darker. I think for 2024, Trump is not the most electable candidate. When the Democrat Party sees Trump, it's one of those things where it's like every time you turn on the news, you're winning the lottery. They're like, look what he's doing this time. You're supposed to block when the other team kicks. You're not supposed to, score against your own team. He probably doesn't wake up without 50 emails from his attorneys about current or possible indictments. That's every day of his life now. And that kind of hurts me to say because I had Trump flags up in my house. I had one in my front yard. Like I was that guy. Not this time. I felt like I met my hero and he let me down. So.
Win It Backpack is responsible for the content.
Whatever.
Said.
Win It Back.
I don't believe that for a second.
I'd like to know how they cast these things. Where do they find? I'd like to know who that guy is.
Do you get calls from people on the radio like this guy?
You got to talk into the mic, Kathy.
Do you get calls from people on the radio like this guy?
No. I mean,
you have a lot of Trump supporters that listen to you. Do you ever get somebody that calls in and says, I was Team Trump and now I'm not because of the indictments? I mean, I don't really hear that at all.
The people that like this guy, I don't know who this guy is. He probably works for the PAC. I don't know. I'd like to know. I'm not into doxing people. I'm not suggesting that with this guy. But this guy's story is nonsense. It's
not going to move the needle at all.
First off, who's more electable in the Republican Party than Trump? He's beating Biden even in the polls.
Exactly.
And, the thing about these 50 emails he gets every morning with things about his indictment. So what is this idiot saying? That because President Trump, who's the leading political opposition to the entire political establishment that's destroying our great country right now in so many ways, that they just put a bunch of frivolous charges and cases against him, and because of that, we're supposed to drop all of our support. I say this every week, at least once on the program, and sometimes multiple times a week. And I know many people are probably tired of me saying this, but I'm going to say it again because I want people to understand. Donald Trump is a civil rights leader. He's not just a political candidate. The MAGA movement is a civil rights movement. Martin Luther King was leading African Americans to freedom against Democrat tyranny during the Jim Crow segregation era of the South. And Donald Trump is leading all Americans
against
to freedom.
The Democratic tyranny.
Well, and Republican tyranny too.
And Democrats love power. They love control.
Well, so do the Uniparty.
Always have. They love to. Well, they've joined forces now. I mean, maybe they always were. But, I was telling you earlier when you played that clip of that guy who was talking about the donors and how the real danger are the individual donors, the small donations. It made me sick to hear that.
I want to play
That is how
right
all
now.
these people think, that we are nothing, that we are in their way.
Yeah.
That we are, they forget that this is our country, but they think we're stupid. They don't think we're intelligent enough to make good decisions, and that they are the ones, they just sit back and control the world.
Well, let me play that clip. This is Jonah Goldberg, and
sickening.
I played this on the stream this morning, but I want to play it again now because this fits into this fake Trump guy who's now never Trumper, right?
Yeah.
In that PAC ad.
Right.
Jonah Goldberg was on CNN yesterday and was talking about what he says is the greatest threat to democracy. And this is chilling. This is CNN yesterday. He's talking to Dana Bash, who's CIA. This is Jonah Goldberg, CNN yesterday.
But I just also think that we were dealing with a time where there were a lot of people, there was a lot of cheering and self-congratulation about the rise of small donors a decade ago. And now small donors are actually one of the biggest problems for democracy, for the GOP, because large donors actually have a strategic view about moderation, who can win, who can't. Small donors really are just venting their spleen with their credit card, and they lock candidates into positions that can hurt them in a general election.
Such an important point.
Oh my God!
Such an important point.
Throw up.
Says Dana Bash of the CIA.
That is the swamp right there. That is the elite class. That is how they think. That's how they feel about us. We're in their way. We're the dangerous ones. They have forgotten this is our country, and it's who we decide to be in the White House, not them.
This is an interesting thing. What he's talking about is Trump is not beholden to the donor class, and the donor class is the military-industrial complex, the regular donors, and also China and whatever else they're doing through Ukraine. You know who they're talking about. And Donald Trump has these small individual donors, and he does that for a couple reasons. One, if somebody sends in, a few dollars, it's a lot to them. It gets them invested into the campaign. They have an interest in the campaign. But he's raised a lot of money from individual donors. But what Jonah Goldberg is yucking it up with, Dana Bash here on CNN, is pretty sick. The biggest threat to democracy are the people having a voice, is what he said.
Exactly.
And
the everyday American.
And if you think that the American people having a voice in who leads our country is a threat to democracy, you don't understand what democracy is.
No, they don't. Well, exactly. They think that we're a threat to democracy, but she's not going to challenge him. She's going to agree with him because she's part of that elite group, and that's how they feel. They feel that it's the haves and the have-nots. They just look down on us from the hill, and we're just getting in the way. And he said it's becoming a problem, and that we only donate out of anger and our frustration. Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, we are angry, and at least he's acknowledging that we're angry and frustrated. We are, because they suck. So that's why, and he doesn't make the correlation that the reason the individual donations are up is because they're doing such a shitty job. Pardon my French. But that is why so many people are donating to political causes and making donations to Trump and maybe Robert Kennedy Jr., because the swamp sucks and they're doing a horrible job and people are not happy. But he doesn't make that connection. He just says that they're angry and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
What a jerk.
Yeah, well, it's one of those moments when, you see stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome. And what I mean by that is Jonah Goldberg, Dana Bash, and the entire CNN crew are so deep in their hatred of the MAGA movement, of Donald Trump and the American people, that they can't see even what they are or what they're saying.
That's true.
A sane person would say, yeah, that's true, but we shouldn't say that on live TV, that the biggest threat to democracy are the American people having a voice.
They're totally far gone.
And because they're so gone with their Trump derangement syndrome, they can't even see what a terrible thing that is.
They're so far down that rabbit hole, they can't even see the light of what they're really saying.
So I saw this article tweeted. I'm not going to read the article, but they're trying to do away with heterosexuality in this country. And, there's an article. I'm just going to read you the headline in a minute. That is the most bizarre headline I've ever read about this issue. There's some issues I really don't like talking about. I don't like talking about endlessly the transgendered issue, like Michael Knowles and some of these people like obsessed with it. I'm not saying that these things aren't problems, but we have so many other problems that we get Donald Trump back in for our second non-consecutive term of Trump. A lot of these things are going to disappear. Okay, a lot of this nonsense that's going on is going to go away immediately. And the thing that's most important is getting Trump back in the White House for his second term. So I don't get sidetracked on a lot of these other issues like this. Not that they're not important, but because
it hasn't done well for DeSantis. He's made this his whole platform. This attacking woke and going after woke, and it's not resonating with people, really.
Well,
I mean, they care, but there's more things, like you said, that they care about.
Here's the thing with Donald Trump, okay? In the first term, there were only a couple moments that in the first campaign, I should say, not the term. The first campaign, there were a couple of moments that I was worried we were going to lose some support, and I was men using the ladies' room was a big issue in that 2016 campaign. Okay, because Target started allowing men to use the women's restroom and dressing room, and it was a big issue. And President Trump was asked in an interview if Caitlyn Jenner could use the ladies' room at Trump Tower, and he said yes. And a lot of people were upset, and I was afraid that was early on in the campaign, and I was afraid we were going to lose the evangelical vote, because when Mayor Giuliani ran for president many, many years ago, he ran in the primaries, he didn't do well because he was soft on gay rights in New York City. And I thought, we're not going to – but it didn't turn out that way. The evangelicals endorsed and supported President Trump, which was a good thing. And one of the things that got President Trump elected the first time, and it's going to – again, is he doesn't get bogged down in a lot of the culture war issues. Not that they're not important, but there's other issues that need to have a priority: the border, inflation, getting us out of this proxy war in Ukraine, and other things.
So, for sure. Inflation, all this stuff.
So these issues, the woke stuff, it's not that the woke issues are not important, but you've got to prioritize.
Right.
Okay, you got to prioritize. And so anyway, let me get back to this article. They're trying to do away with heterosexuality in this country. And if you watch commercials on TV, I was watching a commercial a couple months back. You saw it with me, Kathy. And it was a furniture commercial. It was a husband and wife were putting – it was a YouTube video on how to put together something. And a commercial came up, and the woman was the man, right? There was like a good-looking woman who was in shape. She was doing all the physical work and putting everything together. And the husband was flabby and didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
They're doing away not just with masculinity, but heterosexuality in so many ways. There's an article, which I'm not going to read to you, just the headline. They got a picture of two guys cuddling up together on a couch in their living room with an iPad. And this is the headline. I'm not making this up. Straight men in bromances kiss, cuddle, and stand around naked together. No, straight men don't do any of that stuff together. That means you're gay, man.
Exactly.
Bromance,
like Andrew Dice Clay said.
Bromances are gay. Okay, and certainly kissing.
If you're cuddling and kissing each
and
other,
standing around
straight.
naked together, you're not.
But
straight.
You've known gay men in your business. You're in the radio business, and
I don't cuddle, kiss them, or stand around naked.
I know you don't cuddle and kiss, but you have told me that a lot of the gay men you've met through your line of work, they think all men are gay. That all straight men have those urges, they just suppress them.
Yeah, there was.
You've told me that's how they. You've told me that before.
There were these two. Yeah, because in the radio business,
that's their fantasy.
Radio is part of the arts, and in the arts, there's always been a lot of gay people, and I've been working in radio since I was like 19 years old. So, I've been around gay people through my line of work
especially in your earlier years.
Oh yeah,
more than now for sure.
Well, back then it was gays were still kind of in the closet then, and then when I started working at radio stations, a lot of these radio legends on the radio I found out were gay, not on the air, but anyway, there were these two gay guys at one of the radio stations I was working at. They were talking together, and I heard their conversation. It was so absurd. One of them had just come back from the Cayman Islands. And he was talking about all these guys that he had sex with in the Cayman Islands on the beach there.
Gross.
And every guy that he had sex with he said their wife was back in the hotel room and they were having sex with him. And I'm thinking, come on, give me a break. That's all nonsense. The guy was uncomfortable being gay. So what he did was tell himself that the guys he was having sex with were not gay, which in a way would make him not gay. Yeah, I know it seems crazy, but this article that straight men have bromances, kiss, cuddle, and stand naked around with that's gay.
Yeah, but they're trying to desensitize people.
The readiness of heterosexuality.
Well, that and the number of they did a survey at some college, and the number of people that consider themselves LGBTQ now, whatever, has gone up like 30% than 20 years ago. And that is because it's not just brainwashing, they've desensitized young people and normalized these things very successfully, where if two guys might read that and be like, oh, okay, well, I guess if I do that, I guess that's considered normal now.
No, it's not.
No, but you're old school like me, and we grew up differently, and they're trying to change the conversation and change how people view those things. And in a lot of ways, they're being very successful. I will say this about Trump with Caitlyn Jenner. When Trump was asked that question, it was a while ago, and things have changed. I don't know if his answer would be the same these days. This was before Leah Thomas.
Yes.
This was before Dylan Mulvaney.
You're right.
This was before this massive activism by these transgender people. This was before gender-affirming surgeries were becoming huge and popular and trendy. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if his answer would be the same answer today. By the way, Caitlyn Jenner is a huge Trump supporter. If you follow Bruce, I still call him Bruce. Just call me Bruce. Remember that movie? On Twitter, he's always supporting Trump. He should really, when Trump wins, give Caitlyn Jenner some kind of position in his cabinet.
You can't give a transgender person
Well, I guess
position,
you're right about
Kathy.
that.
No, we don't want that. That would start a trend. We don't want that.
I guess that would be bad.
We've already got that with Biden.
But I'm saying he wants to get rid of what I'm thinking, maybe not the cabinet, but he wants to get rid of men and women's sports.
Yeah.
What if he put Caitlyn in charge of that? How crazy would that be? In charge of that
I
whole...
don't know, Kathy.
Would you be okay with that? If he put Caitlyn Jenner in charge of some special sports thing, and Caitlyn's job was to make sure men were not competing with women.
I'm not sure about that. I thought
you liked Bruce Jenner.
I do, but you're not talking about Bruce Jenner. You're talking about Caitlyn Jenner, and that two different people.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. But I do want to take a moment to
She's
thank...
a big Trump supporter.
Yeah,
big Trump supporter.
I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters for their support of the program. Thank you so much. And remember, all Patreon supporters have access to commercial-free editions of each and every podcast episode. And there's other benefits and perks, too, if you go to the Patreon page. And if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the episode description. There's a link on my website, BrianCraigShow.com. And the direct website address is patreon.com, Real Brian Craig Show. And it's a great way for you to support the program. Now, also, our top Patreon supporters get a live on-air thank you shout-out on every episode. So the names you will hear now are our top Patreon supporters, and I want to thank them all. I want to thank Andrew and Connie, Christine, ETW, Chuck, D, Pamela, Rick, Nick, Wesley, Macho, Rome, Wisconsin, Mike P, Melissa, Richard, David, Heather, Arctic Fox, John, Paulette, and Carlos. These are our top Patreon supporters. Thank you all for your support.
I want to mention one more thing. We have a new thing going in the Brian Craig Show Facebook group. We just started it today. So if you're in that group, you can participate. If you're not, please request a membership. It's free. And we have a 24/7 chat going in there. It's through the Facebook Messenger, but you have to be in the group to participate. And you can just go in, say hi. People are having conversations about different things, politics, sports, things like that. It's going to be going 24/7. So, I will be monitoring that chat. So please be nice.
Yeah, me too.
And Brian too.
We've already had problem people.
We had to remove a couple people. Not too many, but people that
trolls.
have some, trolls exactly. They're always there. I don't know how they got in the group, but whatever. So if you want to join that, join the Facebook group, and then you can join that group chat. You can chat all the time, 24/7. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's just another way for you guys to connect. You know, Brian, through either the radio show or this show, we have connected a lot of people. I mean, you have a couple that's getting married
from our cruise
that met on the cruise.
Yep.
A lot of people have met on the cruises and become lifelong friends, and people have connected through this show or the radio show, like I said, and have met up with each other and have become friends, in-person friends, not just internet friends, because of the show. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's cool
that we can bring people together like that, because we're all politically like-minded and have a lot of the same ideals, and that's important to find people that support Trump and that you can talk to about that. So I think that's a good thing. So this is another way to connect, and who knows, you might meet somebody that lives near you, and you might want to get together for coffee or something. You never know.
Yeah, and that, by the way, that chat room Kathy's talking about is in the Brian Craig Show Facebook group.
Right. You have to join the group first, and then you automatically can be a part of that chat.
That's right. Now, yesterday we were talking about out of control food prices, and I saw an article today.
Yes.
Just during the month of July alone, because these numbers just came out because it's August, just in the month of July, food prices went up in this country 4.9%.
Crazy.
On top of what they already went up.
It's insane. It's already
listen to this. Yeah. From June to July, the price of uncooked beef roast went up 6.5%.
Yeah.
Uncooked beefs, I've never heard things broken down like this, like uncooked this. Uncooked beef steaks rose 2.3%. Uncooked ground beef rose 1.5%. This is just June and July. Of course, all beef and veal went up on average of 2.4%.
I don't eat veal. Do you? It's baby cows.
I'm not into.
I've never eaten veal.
Let them grow up before we eat them.
I just think that's just a little too young.
Yeah, in the 12 months through July, so this is going back further, uncooked beef steaks have gone up in the last year. They've gone up 7.8%.
Yeah.
In the last year, roast beef has gone up, like uncooked roast beef, like not the lunch meat, the regular roast beef that you would cook, has gone up 6.3%. Uncooked ground beef, which is one of the cheaper things, like next to hot dogs, over the last 12 months has gone up 3.1%. Beef and veal over the past 12 months up 5.3%. Over the course of the year, pork did fall, and chicken prices fell a little bit. So I'm guessing the pork and chicken producers are probably Democrat donors or something.
I wonder if some of this increase.
Oh, wait. Coffee is up 2.7%. Hot dogs up 2.7%. Ice cream up 6.3%. I mean, sugar is up 9.7% in July alone.
And all that adds up because that's all stuff you buy.
Kathy, that's almost 10% in 1 month sugar went up. And sugar's in like so much.
Yeah.
Overall,
our daughter's doing really well. She's maybe we should do this. She bought actually for her apartment an extra little freezer. And she goes to Costco and buys in bulk. And then what she does is she comes home and I just can't believe she didn't learn this from me.
No.
Or Brian, that's for sure. She showed me because we FaceTime her all the time. She bought like 2 pounds of ground beef, right? In bulk. She then took it when she brought it home and separated it into Ziploc bags, portioned it out, put the dates on it, portioned it all out. This took her hours. And then put them in the freezer. So then she just takes out her portion. It's her and her friend that live together. And she'll like take out the one portion, which is enough for like 2 burgers. She did the same thing with chicken. She bought chicken in bulk, cut it all up, portioned it out in Ziploc bags, dated it, put it in the freezer. It'll last her months. I think we should start doing that kind of stuff because we don't shop that way. We're not that clever. And so that's and she said it saves her a lot of money because she said, I portion everything out. And I have things I buy in bulk. It's cheaper. So maybe that's one solution. She had 3 dozen eggs. She eats eggs every day. She bought eggs in bulk and she's freezing everything. That's why she bought the extra freezer. She makes things, freezes them, and then always has them there. She cooks everything at home now. She never eats out, which is good.
That's too organized for me.
I know that just takes so. I would love to do that, but I literally don't have the energy. Like some days today, I'm so tired just from my illness that I could barely walk around the house. So I would love to be able to do that, but I just don't have the energy to stand up and cut vegetables and sort out meats for hours.
But even
and
those
hours
things
at
are
a time.
going up in price, not just. I mean, it's
But they're so out of touch that they won't even admit that they're doing anything.
No, they're
wrong.
celebrating Bidenomics.
What is causing all this inflation with the food?
Mainly
thing?
gas.
The gas because of the shipping
and
of the foods.
I would say it's a couple of things, okay? And with the food
it's
prices
across the board.
This is what I would think is driving up the food prices, okay? One, the primary factor, of course, is gas because everything has to be made and transported, okay?
Right.
But I think the government's doing bulk buying of a lot of foods for the illegals at the southern border.
I think you're right.
And they're sending a lot to Ukraine too.
Well, now to New York City.
Yeah. So that's probably why there's because
for sure.
So there's fewer of these foods available for markets. So that's driving things up further because the government's bulk buying them.
Well, now in Massachusetts, they want people to bring illegals into their homes. Now they want you to open up your home.
And what happened to the Quartering Act?
Exactly. And does the Quartering Act though? Would it pertain to migrants? I thought it only pertained to soldiers.
Well, no, they're not going to require you to bring in illegals, so hopefully.
Really? You never know with these people, but now they're requesting that people, that'll happen, bring in migrants, illegals, whatever you want to call them, into their home. You think these liberal elitists are going to do this? No, that's not going to happen. And they to bear the burden, as if we're not bearing enough burden in our country. Now they want us to have more mouths to feed. And I guess they'll give you a little money. I don't know. And then I'm worried that someday in some of these areas, they do commandeer hotels and all this stuff. Maybe they will force people. Oh, you got an extra bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you got room for two people in there.
These are
I could see that happen.
These are communist. And it's like in Dr. Zhivago. When Dr. Zhivago comes home and finds out that like 20 families are living in his house and they say he's got too much room in his house that he's got to share it with the people.
Right.
Listen, we're going to take our break. When we get back, there's more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be back right after this.
Step into the exciting world of boxing history with the book Rivals in the Ring, 15 Greatest Boxing Rivalries of All Time from author Andrew Dalziel. Available on Amazon. In Rivals in the Ring, witness the fierce intensity and emotional drama that define boxing's most legendary rivalries. You'll feel the adrenaline as these titans clashed, both in and out of the ring, leaving nothing but pure passion in their wake. You'll learn about the harsh realities of boxing. Some battles led to life-changing injuries and tragic losses, reminding us of the sacrifices these warriors made in the name of greatness. When you read Rivals in the Ring, you'll embrace the evolution of boxing as it intersects with medical advancements, ensuring the safety and well-being of today's fighters. This must-read book sheds light on the sport's transformation and its impact on the lives of fighters. Rivals in the Ring uncovers some of boxing's most noble moments over the past 120 years, while also tackling the challenging aspects that test boxing's integrity. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Rivals in the Ring, 15 Greatest Boxing Rivalries of All Time from author Andrew Dalziel. Get ready for a tooth-filled adventure with Where's My Tooth, the new children's book from author Nicole Scurfield, available on Amazon. In Where's My Tooth, Rain's got big plans to spend her tooth fairy money, but there's just one tiny problem. She can't find her tooth. Where could it be? Join Rain on a captivating journey as she searches high and low for her missing tooth. Your kids will not want to miss out on the fun and joy that this book brings. Order your copy of Where's My Tooth from author Nicole Scurfield on Amazon and create unforgettable moments with your little ones. Where's My Tooth on Amazon. In the new book from author John Meldum, Pangea, available on Amazon, meet Richard. He's an American who recently embarked on a new life in London. His biggest worry? Surviving and paying his bills on a meager salary. Little did he know, his world was about to change forever. An invasion of unknown alien forces shakes the earth. It was just the beginning. Drawn into a whirlpool of galactic politics, he finds himself in a web of intrigue where secrets are hidden and betrayal is just a step away. day? Will he rise to the challenges that lie ahead? Or will his name be forgotten in the annals of history alongside countless others? Find out when you read Pangea, a science fiction detective novel from author John Meldum, available on Amazon. Order your copy right now and transport yourself to a future where humanity's wildest dreams have come true and choices must be made. Pangea from author John Meldum on Amazon. Are you tired of dealing with unwanted hair? You're not alone, but help is available with Syra. With Syra, experience the convenience and long-lasting results of their advanced IPL tech. No more razors or waxing hassles. Syra offers a safe, comfortable, and effective solution for hair reduction. Embrace silky smooth skin for good. With Syra, enjoy professional-grade hair removal in the comfort of your own home and embrace your natural beauty. What are you waiting for? Say goodbye to unwanted hair and hello to silky smooth skin. Go to Syra.online. That's TSIRA. Syra.online.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. I'm a big fan of James O'Keefe. He's got a new story, which is amazing. I want to go through. And, James O'Keefe saved America when he brought down Acorn because Obama was going to put Acorn in charge of the U.S. Census in 2010. And the U.S. Census is how the government distributes everything from congressional districts to funding for everything in your community. The census is so important. And he brought down Acorn, James O'Keefe, and exposed it. Listen to this. Have you heard about this thing with Best Buy?
No.
Now, Best Buy is a company that is in big trouble. There aren't as many Best Buys as there used to be. And Best Buy is one of my least favorite stores to go to. And I had an experience there years ago that really ticked me off, and I've never gotten over it. And this will sound petty. I do buy things at Best Buy sometimes because, like, sometimes I'll need a microphone or a microphone cord or something at the last minute, and I need it today, so I'll go to Best Buy and get it. But years ago, I went to Best Buy to buy a new computer, and I couldn't get anybody to help me.
Yeah, that's a problem there.
And I was there for a long time, and I went up to one of the guys in the computer department. I was there about an hour. I said, I'm trying to buy a new computer. Can you help? I can't get any help. And he says to me, well, we're not commissioned salesmen.
Right.
Oh, well, okay. So that means you can't help me? What does that mean?
I love Best Buy, except their customer service stinks.
I couldn't believe that.
But they have a huge selection. And the one by us, there's never anybody in there except for like Black Friday or something. But they have a huge selection of televisions. They have a huge selection of everything. I like it, but you're right. It's hard to find people to help you. And
the best, this happened a couple years ago. The Best Buy near us, that had an incident that is.
Oh my gosh! Yes, this happened in our city.
A woman bought a washer and a dryer from Best Buy,
That's
and
right.
Best Buy, when they deliver things to your house, they subcontract it out to third parties.
Yes.
And these two guys that Best Buy subcontracted to deliver the washer and dryer to this old lady and install it in her house killed her. And
The other guy was outside.
Yeah, he killed her and lit her on fire.
This old woman, I know.
Killed her right in her house here in our community.
Yeah, it was the Best Buy we shop at.
Yeah, and out of respect, the Best Buy closed down for a day or two.
That was awful. My goodness.
Yeah, all those non-commissioned salesmen.
I never let anybody deliver anything unless Brian is home. And I've always told my daughter, if you ever she had to get a couch delivered, I said, make sure your roommate's home. And I said, I don't want you ever alone. Ever since that happened, I'm very paranoid. And that was scary. That was, of course, in the morning, in the middle of the day, morning time, whatever, this old woman. And what's so weird is this guy just killed her in her garage, and the other guy was out in the truck. He had no clue what was happening.
I don't know about that. I don't buy it.
Really,
no clue.
he was in the truck filling out paperwork.
The woman had to be screaming. He lit her on fire.
I don't know. Garages are pretty soundproof.
Well, anyway, I'm not a big Best Buy fan. So, but James O'Keefe, his latest story and his new venture is on Best Buy, and it's really good. And he got a tip on a memo. And this story, I'm going to read this story. It's from the Washington Examiner. A memo from retail giant Best Buy was revealed on Tuesday, highlighting the company's professional development program for employees that identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. The Best Buy program is not open to white applicants.
Of course.
And James O'Keefe has been doing some coverage on this. The program started in 2022. O'Keefe posted a viral post that's got social media going crazy, calling for a Bud Lighting of Best Buy.
Ooh,
and
I like that.
It's a new term.
I love that.
The Best Buy memo laid out opportunities for employees to accelerate their place in management in the company if they met certain qualifications. And this is what it says. We're excited to announce awesome news about the McKinsey Professional Development Programs. As a part of Best Buy's commitment to develop and support our employees, we've partnered with McKinsey & Company to offer the McKinsey Leadership Programs. The memo, reportedly from Best Buy, said these professional development programs customize its curriculum and discussions to unique situations, experiences, and opportunities of diverse professionals. But of course, to qualify for the program, the memo states employees must be in a salaried role, have worked more than a year at Best Buy, identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander.
Wow, that's pure discrimination right there.
And they say identify as. So can a white person say they identify as Black?
I get Rachel, what's her face did.
Yeah, like Eminem or something.
Yeah.
You know, if you say I identify,
Tom Hanks' son.
Yes, exactly. So if I say I'm Black, I identify as Black. Is that enough? You know, this reverse discrimination that's going on is insane. And Best Buy is a company that's in a lot of trouble because, you know, I remember.
But why are they doing this? I don't
stupidity.
Understand. Just brainwashed idiots.
Best Buy is barely in business, okay? I remember in the 90s and early 2000s, if you went into Best Buy, it was jam-packed.
Absolutely.
And they were very busy selling computers, but also DVDs and things like
this.
They
put Circuit City out of business. I remember at the Sawgrass, which is a huge shopping area in Fort Lauderdale.
It's a big mall here.
Huge mall, huge outlet mall. There was a Circuit City there. And then a Best Buy moved in like across the street. This was when it first opened. I remember I was like in high school or a long time ago. And the Best Buy was huge. And like you said, it was so crowded. I mean, you could hardly get in the place. And that Circuit City, boom, it was gone. They put all of them out of business. Now they're going the way of Circuit
Radio
City.
Shack.
Yeah, that's right. And Radio Shack.
And when I go to Best Buy now, the last time I was at Best Buy was when I went to Turning Point. This was in my video. I left my microphone that I used to vlog with at home, so I went to the Best Buy up there by Mar-a-Lago and got a new one. But I remember I'd go to a Best Buy on a Saturday, and it was so packed with a long checkout line. I go there now, day or night, even like on Black Friday, and it's a ghost town.
They're going to end up closing because those stores are huge. And they have a lot of overhead.
Well, Best Buy is on life support because pretty much everything there you can get online.
That's true.
And maybe get it cheaper. And the only reason you would go to Best Buy really is if you need something right away. Like if I need a TV, I like to buy that in person so I can see it. So I'd go to Best Buy for a TV.
Yeah.
But for a computer or most other things, unless I need it today, I'll order it and get it tomorrow on Amazon.
Right.
And I really don't need to go to bed. So when you're a company on life support, to bring in somebody like this to do this reverse discrimination thing that they have going on is insane. It's just like yesterday we were talking about Disney and this Dylan Mulvaney type that they brought in for this new promotion.
Yeah.
And they're doing this. The people that are running these corporations, these diversity executives that they hire to be in charge of a company's diversity programs are destroying the retail industry more than the internet is. People are just saying, forget it. I like to go to the store and go shopping, but this and James O'Keefe, because Best Buy is pushing back against him, is going to push harder on this story.
How are they pushing against him?
Not coming after him when he's reporting out in front of Best Buys. What James O'Keefe, I hate, I feel bad for the employees because I don't like to see companies go out of business.
Me either.
But James O'Keefe could do to Best Buy what he did to Acorn. He could force them out of business.
Well,
I mean, look at Best
hard
Buy.
to do. They're already on their way there.
Look at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yep.
And now Bed Bath & Beyond is an internet company. They partnered with somebody and they've taken their whole business on a website now. I was hearing a story the other day. And if James O'Keefe makes this his primary focus, this time next year, Best Buy is going to be like Kmart. They're going to be closing up like crazy, like Sears.
It's really amazing what Amazon has done to these stores.
Jeff Bezos.
I mean, it's just absolutely blows my mind. But you can and hey, I use Amazon all the time. Just ask Brian. But you can literally get almost anything on Amazon and get it the next day. Sometimes I've ordered things, I've gotten them 2 hours later. It's incredible because we have a distribution not far from us. About 20, 30 minutes. So, and it's a huge new warehouse they just built a couple years ago. There's a lot of things we can get. For the cat, I ordered a litter genie yesterday at 10. I got it by 2:00 in the afternoon. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad to see that. But, I don't like to punish employees either, but I think you're right. This Bud Lighting of things is a trend now. And I don't know why any company would do something to jeopardize their business.
Even though
that.
it doesn't get credited for this, Bed Bath & Beyond is virtually out of business because of the MyPillow boycott.
That's a big part of it.
And people stopped going because of that.
Right.
Look at Bud Light, and Best Buy is going to be next on the list. And these corporate heads don't seem to mind.
Remember we saw that that video you played of that guy who was in line and at a fast food place, and the guy gave him a hard time over his Trump sticker, and the guy was Spanish, and he said, "Thank you, white liberal savior." These liberal white people that are running these companies, Democrats have always felt a need to treat minorities as less than. And that's what this is about. They get off on the power of saying, "I'm going to help you because you're not capable of making it on your own.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a leg up." And it's a big ego boost for these white liberals to single out minorities in this way. It makes them feel good, like they're doing something noble.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's racist. It's not noble.
Yeah. No, that's true. Now, I want to tell people, I was talking earlier in the show about the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you guys. That's not the only MyPillow product that helps with being perfectly the right temperature and cool all night long. The MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets are the same thing. They do the same thing.
Them.
The MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets. I say 100% Giza cotton because they are 100% Giza cotton. Giza cotton's the finest cotton in the world. And Mike Lindell says there's a lot of companies selling Giza sheets, but they're only 10% Giza cotton. His are 100%. And that 100% Giza cotton in the sheets are temperature regulating. And when I get into bed at night, I feel so cool and perfect all year long. I'm the perfect temperature. We have a bunch of these sheets. We have 4 regular and 2 flannels.
Yeah.
Okay, of the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets. And the Giza cotton is so good with temperature regulating that during the summer, if we slept with the flannels, we would be cool and comfortable at night. I don't know what it is about that Giza cotton, but it has the cooling technology. Now, the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets come in regular and flannel, okay? Because I know it's the summer. You probably don't want to buy flannel. We bought them for the winter. But they come in many different colors, and they're at a very, very low price, just $29.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout for the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets. $29.98 with our promo code Kane
That's
at
a great
checkout.
price. You can't get sheets
K-A-N-E.
for that price, and these are the best sheets you can buy.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and
the thread count's really high too.
We've had the MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets since they came out. So while we have 6 pairs, some of them are like, I don't know, has it been a couple years now?
I've replaced all of our linens with the MyPillow products, the towels, the sheets,
the
kitchen tea towels, everything.
even though we've had some of the Giza Dream Sheets for, it's had to be a couple years.
Yeah.
They look like the day we got them.
Absolutely.
Because
and I wash
they're
them
such
all
high
the
quality.
time, like
Absolutely.
twice a week. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So go to mypillow.com and order your 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. They're just $29.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. They're the best sheets you've ever had. Okay, now Tucker Carlson has a new Tucker on Twitter, and I wonder, is he going to have to change the name to Tucker on X?
I don't. I know.
Tucker on Twitter
has such a nice ring to it. I know. This X thing is so stupid. I'm hoping he changes.
I hope Elon doesn't make him change.
People still call it Twitter.
Let me tell you, this latest Tucker on Twitter is the best one. He interviews the guy who was the chief of police for the Capitol Police on January 6th.
Yeah.
It's just under an hour long, and we watched it today before the podcast. That was one of the quickest hours of my life.
Yeah.
It was so fascinating.
Yeah.
It went by like in a moment. And this guy, he's so emotional. He's almost in tears. He was begging for National Guard and help, and Nancy Pelosi wouldn't sign the okay to let him bring in the National Guard.
Yep.
And he was so desperate that he put out, he broke regulations and put out a call to help to other police departments. Police officers from New Jersey arrived as backup at the Capitol before the National Guard because Pelosi was delaying it. And when you watch this latest Tucker on Twitter, you can see the coordination of these high-ranking officials in the government like Nancy Pelosi and others behind January 6th. And this guy is an honest, good cop, so he wasn't in on their loop of planning this thing and everything they were doing, so they kept him out of the loop. But this latest Tucker on Twitter with the chief of police from the Capitol Police on January 6th is a good one. And
Very
it was,
good.
I was like, whoa. He talks about Ray Epps and everything, which he pointed out some things about Ray Epps that I have never heard someone point out before. But go and watch it. It's the latest Tucker on Twitter with the retired, because they forced him out, the chief of police of the Capitol Police on January 6th. It will blow your mind, and you're going to find you agree with this guy on everything he says. It was
very
insane.
enlightening.
Oh yeah, it was.
It's so much you can't even really talk about it. You just have to really see it for yourself.
I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You go
really
and watch. You go and watch it. It's about 53 minutes long. It goes by so quick that, and you'll be like, "Whoa!" You may want to watch it again because it's like you almost like want to take notes. You know. So hey, listen, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time.